Sometimes the stadium is not full. Sometimes there is hardly a soul in the arena. John, what's your feeling about the French tennis fan not showing up for the whole day, sitting in their seat?
Well, I've got to just preface by saying that I think the French fan generally loves tennis. So I think we have to do a better job of managing expectations and sort of, when you go to a restaurant, they try to make you feel comfortable and make you feel like at home in a way, and you feel special. And I think that we have to do that with the fans. The players obviously want to feel it. So whenever you have a match that starts at 11 o'clock, to me that's going to be a problem. Very rarely you're going to have a crowd full, so that has to be taken in consideration. I remember the one time that I thought that Tsonga was going to get to the finals of the French. He played after I believe it was Rafa and Novak, played the long match, and then there was a break. And I think it's understandable for the fans that they would need some time to sort of regroup, go to the bathroom, have a drink, get some food. And the players not knowing when the first match is going to end would lead me to believe it would be like, okay, 30 minutes after the match ends, that's when the next one will start. That way you give everyone a chance to regroup, and they don't do that. So then there was no energy. I remember in the crowd it was half full, and he lost the first set, ended up losing the match, and he said he was really disappointed that it was that way in the beginning. So I think that everyone has to work together and make it not feel like, oh, the crowd doesn't care. Because actually I think in a way French fans care more than most fans that I see in the sport.
Boris?
Well, a lot has to do with the French culture. I find the court this year side is busier than the last couple of years. Every morning there's a long queue when they come into Roland Garros. It's just the French like to have their lunch, and that takes a little bit. It doesn't matter who plays. So I think we have to take that into consideration. You can't change the French culture, the French mentality. I'm with you, John, that once they're here, they're probably the loudest fans in the world. Not always for the right or the wrong, but they're just loud. They enjoy to express themselves. But I think tennis at around noon is difficult in France because of the culture and the way they go about their days.
There's another solution, which they do in a lot of award ceremonies, like the Academy Awards. And you understand that is a long show, and that at some point, even the big stars or whoever they may be in the first few rows leave to go maybe get a drink, go to the bathroom, get something to eat. They have seat fillers. Now, to me, you have a lot of people that can't afford maybe to come to an event like this that would love the opportunity, even if it were only for a half hour, an hour, while some other people are having lunch, to fill the seats and have this opportunity to see the sport of tennis up close. I think that would be sort of a no-brainer. It would be like a win-win. I mean, it would take some organization, but I'm sure there'd be hundreds, if not thousands of people, like they do to some extent at Wimbledon, queuing for the opportunity to come later in the day. I mean, think about it. On the main courts, you have 4 matches being played. Usually it's going to be at least 2 men's matches where best of 5. So if you figure, you're not going to assume any fan alive, no matter how big a tennis fan, is going to sit there from 11 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. So you have to sort of massage the situation a little bit and understand that there's going to be times where some people are going to come and go, but you can make up for that, I think, and filling seat fillers would be a great idea, I think.
But they have to deal with that problem because it just doesn't look good.
No, the upper tiers are usually pretty full. It's just the bottom, the lunch goers, like you're saying, that choose to not go.
But I think you have to deal with the situation.
Absolutely.
It's not going to change next year. You're not going to change the French mentality. So you have to find a solution now already. Who you're going to put in between 11 and 2 o'clock. By 2:30 around, it's full, and then by 5 it's packed. Great. But players are starting at 11. You have great matches now on Philippe Chatrier. So you have to find a solution, as John said, to fill the seats with people that love to be here, but they never have a chance to get to see this match on center court.
And other shows, like TV shows, live shows where they talk shows, for example, even. This is not just those, but they have comedians that come out before and they sort of warm up the crowd.
Yep. You could do
And
that.
so there's a way to do even something like that in between the matches. You could entertain them. If they want to stay and watch a little music, they could do that. There's all types of things that could be done. You could have a couple juniors come on the court. Well, now, they would be understandable if a lot of people left then, but just a way to sort of interact more and fill some time when necessary, and then build up the energy for the crowd. Because to me, that's part of why I believe there should be no warm-up, because I think it'd be more exciting for tennis if they came out and they introduced the players. They said, here's Boris Becker, you know, he's won Wimbledon 3 times, in the U.S. Open 2 times, in Australia. And here's Mats Wilander, he's won 7 Grand Slams, 3 French Opens, 3 Australians at a U.S. Open, and build it up. And so there'd be excitement, and then they toss the coin, and then they play. You've got 2 fighters going on in a ring,
Yeah.
trying to knock each other's heads off. They don't sit there and warm up for 5 minutes. I mean, why is it that we need to do that? I just think that would be an example where people would be more energized.